We're here with head women's golf coach, Sarah Sargent. She's my personal head coach. Hi, Coach.
Hi, how are you, Maddie?
Good, how about you?
Great.
Good. Okay, I got a few questions for you about the bump and run on the golf course.
Yeah.
So first of all, for you, which club do you like to hit a bump and run with personally?
Personally, I like to use my gap wedge.
Okay. Now, what are your favorite things about the bump and run? How it releases? Like, why do you want your players to hit it on the course?
Well, one, it's a better chance of getting it close. It's more like a putt than if you use your 60 degree or your 58 degree, so it's a little bit less risky than if you were to use one of those two clubs. The bounce is a little bit different, so you have less chance of digging. So
Okay.
that's part of the reason why I like my players to use it.
Can you explain real quick for people that don't know what the bounce of a club is?
Sure. It's how the angle of the face and the ground come together.
Perfect.
So the less of an angle there is, the easier it is for the club to go into the ground. The more of an angle there is, the easier it is for the club to skip across the ground, which helps to make sure you get better contact with ball.
Awesome. Okay. And then what are some of your recommended clubs? Like when you're teaching a bump and run, which clubs do you teach your players how to use it with, or how to hit it with?
Generally speaking, I start like 8, 9 gap wedge, pitching wedge.
Okay. And then can you explain the difference between an 8-iron bump and run and a gap wedge bump and run, kind of what the different clubs make the ball do?
So the difference between an 8-iron and a gap wedge, 8-iron you can make the same exact swing with that as the gap wedge, but the 8-iron is going to run out further. So because it has less loft on it, which is less of an angle, it's going to run out for the same exact swing that you would use with the gap wedge.
So for longer shots, you use a lower lofted club because the ball is going to release more. And for shorter bump and runs, you're going to use a higher lofted shot.
Correct.
Perfect. And then the stroke itself is just a simple shoulder movement. Is there any other key tips?
You put the ball back in your stance, and that way it de-lofts the club a little bit, gets it going just like a putt, which is the key.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach. We appreciate it.
Yep.